What's going on, everybody? This is Caucasianshaq here, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys my full player build. I'm going to be going through exactly how I made this player and exactly how you can make it too. Now, I made this player at the very start of 2K21. This was my first build, and I really wanted to be a traditional center because I saw everyone was making these 6'7", 6'8", power forwards, these tall point guards, these demigods that they were running at the center position, and I knew that I wanted to make a tall build that would be able to dominate them in the paint while also being able to stretch the floor and finish at the rim, and I found that in this build. So I'm telling you guys, if you want a traditional dominant center build that can also stretch the floor and can also pass the ball and can also finish at the rim, this is the build for you. So now let's just jump right into how I created this build. And right away we're going to start off with the physicals. So I decided to make this player 7'2", and the real reason for that is I wanted to have the serious height advantage on those smaller bigs that I was talking about, while also still being more mobile than the average 7'3" center. And I did this by lowering the weight to 248 pounds and also getting some extra stats like driving dunk by increasing my wingspan to 7'10". Alright, so now we're going to jump into the stats of this build. I did make it on day 1 of 2K21, so some of the stats will reflect that. I went up pretty high on close shot, up to 83. I feel like that's important for centers because a lot of the shots you take around the rim will register as close shots. Driving layup, I only went down to 47, but trust me when I say this build finishes with badges extremely well at the rim. I ended up maxing driving and standing dunk. You do get above 70 driving dunk, which unlocks some great dunk packages once you hit 99, and I went up pretty high on post control to get those badges and so I could use this build in the post. Shooting wise, I did not max out mid-range and 3-point. I went up to 76 and 73. Those boost up quite a bit when you hit 99, and it also gives you 8 badges, which is all you need. Plus, I noticed that if you remake this build while maxing those shooting stats, you do not get sharp takeover, which is interesting but is important. Playmaking, I maxed ball handle and speed with ball because they make your player so much faster on the perimeter. I really recommend that. And then defense, I went up pretty high on interior defense just so I can stick with the centers in the paint. I then maxed perimeter defense, which is great for moving around on defense, makes you a lot faster. I maxed block, and then I didn't max rebounding. I went 86 and 91 on offensive and defensive rebounds. That gives you 20 badges, which is more than enough. And because your build is so tall and the wingspan is so long, you really don't notice a difference anyway. Now for physicals, I maxed everything, but I left acceleration down at a 50. Trust me when I say, again, this build moves so well for a tall 7'2" center that's also very strong at the same time. This is more speed than you'll need, and with the high strength, you're really able to bully players down in the post. So badge breakdown is 17, 8, 0, 20, which is not amazing compared to some of these other builds, but it's all you need. Plus you get awesome takeovers. You get sharp take here, and the takeovers I chose are paint intimidation to stop the opponents in the paint and spot up precision so I can stretch the floor with double takeover. Now that is it. That is the paint beast Caucasianshaq build, and now let's jump into the badges that I have on this build. Alright, so we're going to start it off with the finishing badges. Now you can go a lot of different ways with these. You have 17 of them, so you can really move them around. I like to go in the post a lot, so you'll see my badges reflect that. I got back down Punisher on Hall of Fame. It can create a ton of space with just one back down, which I really like. And then Drop Stepper on Silver. Drop Steps have been the most effective post move in 2K for years, and they still are, so that badge is nice to have. Rise Up is this awesome new badge that they added that makes your standing dunks so much more powerful, and it makes them happen so much more often, so I highly recommend that. Also, once you hit 98 on this build, you can get Slithery Finisher, which totally changes the game with the way you can attack the basket with Euro steps and gathers, so I recommend that also. And then Posterizer, everyone knows it. It's an awesome badge. It helps you get a lot more contact dunks, better alley-oops, and basically just finish better altogether, so I also highly recommend Posterizer on Hall of Fame. Now we're going to move on to the shooting badges. You only have 8 of them, and I don't even have all of them unlocked yet, but still, you can shoot knockdown with this build. So I have Catch and Shoot on gold, I have Green Machine on gold, and I have Blinders, which I'm going to put on silver. So Catch and Shoot, you're really not creating shots for yourself on this player, so all your shots will be catch and shoot. Having that on gold is nice to boost your ratings quite a bit. Then Green Machine, if you're timing your shots right, you need this badge because it really makes your green window so much larger. It lets you hit shots so much more consistently. It's an awesome badge. And Blinders, I really don't know. I could put these 2 badge upgrades on pretty much anything, but having it on Blinders is nice so you can make some more contested shots. Now you'll notice that I actually don't have any playmaking badge upgrades, but it doesn't really matter on this build because if you make the right passes in game, you'll be able to make plays very, very consistently. But the most important section of badges for this player are defense and rebounding. Now, you need Intimidator on Hall of Fame, such an overpowered badge. It basically just makes your opponents miss. If you don't know about this, if you don't have it on whatever build you have, go ahead and get it. I'm doing you a favor, trust me. Now, you also need Rim Protector on Hall of Fame because it helps you protect the rim. Like, seriously, it lets you get so many more blocks, so many different block animations, and it helps you stop contact dunks. Pogo Stick on Hall of Fame is also a badge that I like to have because if you commit too early or if you make a mistake on a jump, it lets you recover very, very quickly. Rebound Chaser, you need it just because for some reason you need a badge to get rebounds in this game, but put that on Hall of Fame just because one of the main purposes of this build is rebounding. And in these last 4 badge upgrades, you could put another badge on Hall of Fame, but I decided to split them up and do 2 silver badges, one for post lockdown so I can stop other center post moves into paint, and then Worm on silver so I can break box outs when I'm going for rebounds. Now, that'll do it for the badges, and that'll do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope that you go and make this build because it's really good. And this has been Caucasianshaq, and I'll see you next time.